Yes, Manchester City 3, Brentford 1. We get a massive win on the road against one of our usual bogey teams. Of course, Brentford did do the double over us last season. The only team to do the double over Manchester City in their treble winning season was Brentford. And I was nervous. I was nervous about tonight's game, genuinely, because of the nature of the team we're playing against and the results they've had against us. And then, of course, the result of the Arsenal-Liverpool game yesterday, obviously Arsenal picking up a massive 3 points for themselves, really does put them back into the title race or the conversation, and it'll give them as a club and as a team a massive boost going forward. But I'm personally happy with the result of that, because I am more concerned about Liverpool being able to go the distance with us than I am about Arsenal. And that's not to be disrespectful to Arsenal. It's just we know what Klopp's Liverpool teams can do. We've experienced it. We've felt it. We know what it's like to go toe-to-toe with them for a league title. So I'm more concerned about them. And before that Arsenal game, they were looking pretty invincible. Well, not invincible, like unstoppable, unbeatable. They were playing with much more chest and venom, and they were beating teams convincingly in the way they weren't doing a couple months ago. So for them to go and lose the Emirates, boom, I'm happy with that. And then it was like, right, we have to go do our job at Brentford. And like I said, I was nervous because Brentford's a really tough task. Obviously, we heard just before the game that there was rumours about Jack Grealish not being happy about being picked on the bench, and they stormed off from training early. And I was wondering, was this going to upset the dressing room a bit? Was this going to just be an unnecessary spanner in the works? Lo and behold, he's not starting, but he is on the bench, so we don't know are these stories even true. But it was neither here nor there. It didn't matter. And then then the disaster struck. The problem that I was fearing the most would strike is that Brentford scored the first goal. And that's not good, because Brentford, for those of you who watch the game and for those of you who watch them regularly, I can't say I do, but when they play against us, they set up a really strong low block. They'll congest the box and they'll transition with pace through. And Buemo's obviously wasn't starting tonight. Tony, whoever, they'll transition fast, and they're happy to transition through passing out, and they're happy to transition through a long ball. And a long ball from the goalkeeper is essentially what did us this time. Rodri kind of fell asleep. The defence fell asleep. They weren't expecting it. Ivan Toney really smartly used his body, and I think it's Nathan Ake he holds off, and Mopé just goes through and goal 1-0. And I'm thinking, damn, is Brentford a team you want to be trying to break down in their own home place? I don't know, man. They're tough to break down. They've got some really solid defenders, and I was getting almost Nottingham Forest vibes. Remember the Nottingham Forest 1-1 last season? I was kind of getting similar vibes to that game. We had so much possession, shot after shot after shot, and nothing was going in. I don't know who that Mark Flecken guy is, the goalkeeper for Brentford. No disrespect, but I'd never heard of him before tonight. And then particularly that first half, he saved something like 11 shots. He was having the game of his life. And it's just so typical that a player, how many times do we see players have the best performances of their careers or score their first career goal against Manchester City? Townsend scoring screamers, and Steven Bergwijn for Tottenham having the game of his career. And I just felt like, is this another one of those days? Is this Flecken guy just going to be a reincarnation of Yashin and stop us scoring? Until Philip Walter Foden, who I have been absolutely loving in recent weeks and months. He's been consistently really good, creative spark, dominating midfielders like we want from Phil Foden, like we've wanted all along. Except today, obviously, hat-trick hero. The first goal, he got a bit of luck. Obviously, kind of fell to him nicely. He stabs it home very well. 1-1 at a great time just before half-time. Right, we're back in it. Brentford, will they settle for a draw and just set up really deep, or will they kind of press and go for it? It didn't matter. It was up to us. Either way, we're used to it. But I think we deserved that bit of luck. I think Foden deserved that bit of luck because of the amount of possession we'd had. Like, we were totally dominating the game, but Brentford were trying to frustrate us. And then the second goal to put us into the lead, Kevin De Bruyne. Wow, another unbelievable assist. You can still see with Kev that he is still a bit rusty. Naturally, he was out for 6 odd months or 5-6 months. But he's still, because he's such a good footballer with such a technical ability, like a high technical ability, he can pull off passes like that. There's not many players in the world, if any right now, can pull off that pass, that cross, right onto Phil Foden's head. who puts it away to put us in the lead, and then Phil Foden, of course, goes and gets his third goal to make it 3-1. And I couldn't be happier for him. I really couldn't be happier for him because he deserves it. The start of the season with Phil Foden, I was saying, look, I want him to stamp his authority on this team, make himself a regular fixture in this team. Whether it's on the wing or whether it's in midfield, I'm happy. Just be a regular fixture, because he was always one of these, brilliant players, but rotated heavily players. He wasn't one of those De Bruyne, Rodri, Diaz, Ederson kind of names. Now he is. Now I have no doubt he's one of the first names in the team sheet. He's doing it in a really complex position. Midfield, kind of wing, he'll drop deep, he'll go in, he'll go out. It's a really complex position and role that Phil Foden has, and there's a lot to it. So I can understand why Pep Guardiola held off from deploying him into this role for a long time, and probably coached him and guided him to develop him into the player he is now and he's becoming. People say star boy, Garnacho this, Saka that, Cole Palmer this. Foden ain't no star boy, man. He's a star man. Shout out David Bowie. Star man, Phil Foden. And look, 22 games I think he's played this season in the league. That's insane. I think he's played in every single league game. We've played 22. And we're now in a position whereby if we win next week against Everton, which is at 12:30, we could be top of the league for a few hours. Because we played before anybody else kicks a ball, before Liverpool kick a ball. We could be top of the league by 2 o'clock. Next Saturday. How crazy is that? We're on a run right now. And for me, we're slightly going under the radar. Is it because of the Klopp love fest? Oh, Klopp's leaving. Oh, it's so sad. Is it because of, I don't know, Arsenal with the big names they have and Declan Rice and the story about them chasing their Premier League after the heartbreak? I don't know. But City aren't getting too much attention. And that's kind of cool with me. We're going below the radar. We're doing our thing. We're on a 9-game run now. 9-game winning streak in all competitions. That's a far cry from the team that won 1 game in 6 in November. I always say this, Pep is a master and totally embodies it's a marathon, not a sprint attitude. And right now, we're going through the gears. We are really going through the gears. Obviously, Haaland got his first start since the loss to Aston Villa tonight. There's absolutely no doubt he's rusty. He looks very rusty. His movement, his touch, but that's all to be expected. I don't care if he's rusty right now, especially while we're winning games at this stage of the season. But once he gets his match sharpness and his fitness and he's back to his best, by March, he's got a few weeks to get it up, and I've no doubt he will. So, look, with Haaland tonight, got his assist, didn't he, for Foden's third goal? I don't mind that he's rusty. It's okay. Like I said, Kev's rusty too, but these guys are elite footballers, and when they both get to peak fitness, it's peak for you lot. So listen, like I say, we could be top of the league next Saturday. I believe it is Saturday 12:30. We play Everton, and I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good about this league title, man. I think number 4 in a row, #4 in a row, is it's there for us. It's really, really there for us. As long as City just do City. I think our biggest obstacle is ourselves. Genuinely. I'll leave you guys with that, and I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on that. I think our biggest obstacle is genuinely ourselves. Please, like I said, leave all your thoughts down below in the comments and everything I said. Star man, Phil Foden, De Bruyne, brilliant assist, and 9-game winning streak. Absolutely class. Please as well leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. All of your support massively helps. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow with some brand new content in a bit.